Hi, coaches. Before we talk training, I think it would be a good idea to talk philosophy. I run, therefore I am. Not that kind of philosophy. I'm talking about training philosophy. I think all of you have a philosophy. Maybe it's a confused philosophy at this point of your careers. Maybe you're a veteran coach that has a philosophy but are looking for some unique things to add to your philosophy. I know it's taken me 25 years of coaching to finally settle on concepts and things that work for me and work for the situation that I'm in. I was a fairly nomadic coach the first few years of my career, and my philosophy changed quite a bit to fit the needs of that program. But I've been at Wayzata High School for 22 years now, and our high school is a rather large high school, and so my philosophy has had to change over the last 20 years quite a bit to accommodate the large numbers of kids that we have at the high school and in our program. So before we talk training, which I know that's why you are viewing this series, before we talk training, let's talk about training philosophy, and that will make the workouts that I show you maybe make a little more sense to you, okay? And I boil our training philosophy down to four basic tenets. And these are very simple, but I stick to these all the time. And whenever we go veer off of these four tenets, I have always noticed the last few years we get into trouble. So first tenet that I want to show you, and I'll hold it up here. I'll hold up my handy dandy clipboard here. The first tenet right there is workouts always start off at a comfortable pace. Now this makes perfect sense, right? We never want to go sprinting out the door and bury our workout right away. So we always hold to this. Now, all the workouts that you will get, no matter if it's an interval workout or a tempo run or a easy run, always we go by this motto, and we call it Kenyan running because I've read over the years that Kenyans, their style of training in Africa is to start off very pedestrian-like, and then over the course of a run, speed up to quite quick paces. And so we tried to adhere to that. We always want to start off easy. And then even in interval workouts, we always tier our workouts so the first few intervals are always very, very comfortable so our kids can get into the rhythm of the workout. So that's our first tenet, our first philosophy we always stick to. And when we find our girls running too hard right away, right out of the box, and we've had some thoroughbreds, you know, we've won nationals back here last year. We always had to hold them back the first part of their runs, and you know, you get a stallion, and they want to go, they want to race, they want to push themselves, and boy, this is probably the hardest thing we have to do in our program, is to hold kids back. Okay, number two, train for development first. Performance second. Okay, so train for development first, performance second. I found that whenever I started in my coaching career to try to achieve a goal at the end of the year, and I tried to make paces that would achieve that goal, it never worked. It always, kids would implode, have bad endings to their season, get frustrated, and did not want to train after that, or it took a long time to get back mentally. So we always are looking ahead one season after the one we're in to get our kids there, and we know that over a period of time performances will follow. So we always are looking at all workouts developmentally, not performance-wise. So there's a subtle way of looking at that, and we'll talk about that more this season. Okay, number three, do multiple energy systems in the same workout. I, grew up in the 70s in high school doing workouts and by a great high school coach, but he would do the same length of interval a lot of times at the same pace the whole time. And I've gotten away from that over the past 5, 6 years. And we do multiple paces at multiple distances. You'll see this, and I try to incorporate all the energy systems in one workout. And this has helped. This has been something that I didn't used to do. I used to go, okay, we're going to run anaerobic threshold this workout, and then we would then go the next workout, we'd run MVO2, and then the next workout we'd run anaerobic efficiency, and then we'd go back to, but I found that this works much better, and you'll see what I'm talking about, and maybe you'll like what I'm doing, and maybe incorporate a little bit of that into your own training program. All right, number four, never focus on one facet of training for success. And so I never ever look at like anaerobic threshold is the secret to everything, or running more miles than everybody else is the secret. I never look at speed as the key ingredient. I look at everything equally. I do not espouse one type of training over another. I know there's a Lyle Knudsen out in Colorado, which I admire very much because of his speed-sided approach, and boys had great success all the way over to different coaches that I've read about that have done high volumes with kids and have had success. So I like taking it all together and letting the kid kind of go to what works best for them. So those are the four tenets of our philosophy. Keep that in mind as you watch the program, and then maybe that will make more sense to some of the workouts that you'll see, and maybe it'll be something that you'll like to do. Thanks, coaches.